The trip had started as a dare. Alex had always loved the outdoors, but Maya, his best friend since college, was more of a city person. So when he suggested a weekend hiking trip into the deep forest, she'd laughed and said, "As long as there's Wi-Fi, I'm in." Of course there wasn't. By the time they left the trail behind and wandered farther into the trees, Maya was already complaining. "You realize we're going to get eaten by bears, right?" Alex grinned, adjusting his backpack. "Relax. There's an old cabin out here. My uncle mentioned it once. Hunters used to stay there. It's abandoned now, but it'll be perfect for a night." "A haunted murder shack, you mean?" "Exactly." They laughed, but as the sun dipped behind the canopy, the forest changed. The air grew colder, the birds quieted, their boots crunched on dead leaves, loud in the silence. Finally, after what felt like hours, they saw it, the cabin. Squatting in a clearing, its wood gray and splintered, roof sagging under years of moss. The porch leaned crookedly, and the single window gaped like a dark eye. Maya shivered. "Perfect," she muttered. Inside, the air was heavy with dust. A broken chair slumped in the corner, a table scarred with deep scratches. Spider webs shrouded the beams. Alex dropped his pack with a grin. "See," Cozy Maya wrinkled her nose. "Cozy if you're a rat." Still, they settled in. They lit a small fire in the cracked fireplace, ate granola bars, and tried to pretend it was fun. Shadows from the flames crawled across the walls. After a while, Maya sighed. "You know, it's not so bad. Kind of peaceful." Alex nodded. "Told you." They talked quietly, the fire popping and hissing. Eventually, exhaustion pulled them into uneasy half-sleep. Until knock, 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 the sound echoed through the cabin. They both sat up instantly. "Please tell me that was the wind," Maya whispered. Alex shook his head. "Wind doesn't knock." The sound came again. Knock, knock, knock at the door. Heart hammering, Alex grabbed his flashlight and moved to the door. Slowly, he pulled it open. A man stood there. Tall, thin. His clothes were damp, clinging to him as if he'd been walking in the rain. Though the night was dry, his hair stuck to his forehead and his pale skin seemed to glow faintly in the firelight. "Sorry to disturb you," the man said politely. His voice was calm, but too calm. "I'm looking for someone, a young woman. Clara? She lives here, doesn't she?" Alex frowned. "No, there's no Clara. This place is abandoned." The man tilted his head, smile fixed. "Are you sure?" "Yes," Maya blurted from behind Alex. "There's nobody here but us." The man's eyes slid past Alex, locking onto Maya. His smile widened. "Strange," he murmured. "Because Clara looks just like you." Maya gasped, yanking Alex back. He slammed the door and shoved the table against it. Silence followed, then softly, knock, knock, knock. "Clara," the voice whispered through the wood. "Clara, open the door." They sat frozen, backs pressed to the far wall. The knocking came again, louder, steady. Maya whispered, "Why is he calling me that?" "Who the hell is Clara?" Alex shook his head, voice trembling. "I don't know." "Just don't answer him." After what felt like hours, the knocking stopped. Silence. Cautiously, Alex peered through a crack in the boards. Nothing. But the dark forest. But sleep never came again. Every creak of the cabin made them jump. Every gust of wind sounded like footsteps. When dawn finally broke, they dared to breathe again. Until Alex opened the door, the clearing was filled with footprints, dozens of them, circling the cabin, as though someone had walked around it all night. "We're leaving," Maya said firmly. They packed quickly, hearts still racing. The forest was bright now, birds calling overhead. It almost felt normal again, almost, but the deeper they walked, the more wrong it became. The trail twisted back on itself. Landmarks repeated. After hours of walking, they emerged into the clearing again. The cabin stood there, waiting. Maya's face went white. No, we didn't turn back. We didn't. Alex's stomach turned cold. It's like the forest won't let us leave. Smoke drifted lazily from the chimney, but they hadn't lit a fire that morning. Cautiously, they stepped inside. The cabin was different, cleaner, the dust gone, the table upright, the bed neatly made, and on the table, a photograph. Maya froze. It was her, smiling, standing on the porch of this very cabin, but she'd never been here before. Alex lifted the photo with shaking hands. What the hell is this? The door creaked. They spun. The stranger stood in the doorway. Clara, he said warmly. His eyes locked on Maya. You came home. Maya screamed, grabbing Alex's arm. They bolted past the stranger, crashing into the forest. Branches whipped their faces. Roots tangled their feet, but they didn't stop. Behind them, the stranger's voice followed, calm and steady. Clara, you can't run forever. They ran until their legs gave out, collapsing in the underbrush. But when they looked up, the cabin stood in front of them again. Smoke curling from the chimney, the door wide open. Inside, the fire roared. The photograph lay on the table again. This time, more pictures surrounded it. Every angle of Maya, laughing, sleeping, walking, all in this cabin. Maya's hands shook violently. I don't remember this. This isn't me, Alex's voice cracked. Then who is it? A mirror hung on the far wall. They hadn't noticed it before. Maya stepped closer, heart pounding. Her reflection stared back, but it wasn't quite right. Her reflection smiled. Wide. Too wide. And then it whispered, Welcome home, Clara. The stranger appeared behind them. His grin stretched unnaturally as he reached out a pale hand. You've been gone too long, he said softly. It's time to stay. The door slammed shut. Weeks later, hikers found the cabin. It was empty, long abandoned, but on the table lay a single photograph. A young woman, smiling. On the back, written in faded ink, Clara, home at last.